This is a Biochem 431 News Special Report with your host, Paige Matthew.
Good evening. My name is Paige Matthew, and I'm here with NewsNet 431. For those of you who think that there's no good that can come from rap music, think again. Today, we're here to take an inside look on the new rapper on the scene, AntiBody. Let's find out. So this word antibody, what does that actually mean? We just got this video in from our science correspondent, Dr. Raymond, who works at UNMC. He's here to tell us today what the word antibody actually means. Let's find out.
Hi Paige, I heard you were doing a segment on the up-and-coming rapper, AntiBody. First off, let me explain what an antibody is. Antibodies, also known as immunoglobulins, are gamma-globin proteins that are found in the blood or other bodily fluids of vertebrates, and are used by the immune system to identify and neutralize foreign objects such as bacteria and viruses. Although the general structures of all antibodies is very similar, a small region at the tip of the protein is extremely variable, allowing millions of antibodies with slightly different tip structures to exist. This region is known as the hypervariable region. Each of these variants can bind to a different target known as an antigen. This huge diversity of antibodies allows the immune system to recognize an equally wide diversity of antigens. Recognition of an antigen by an antibody tags it for attacks by other parts of the immune system. This concept was used by me and my fellow UNMC colleagues, Dr. Ken Crown, Dr. James Talmadge, and Dr. Elizabeth Reed, to create a new breast cancer drug. P53 is a gene that is mutated in most cancer cells, leading to uncontrolled growth. Our vaccine, INGN-225, places antigens on the cells with a mutated P53 gene, flagging them for destruction by dendrite cells that we have specifically engineered and introduced with our vaccine.
First of all, I don't understand a word of what he just said. Second of all, I think it's really cool that he developed a new vaccine for breast cancer, but I'd like to know how it worked. So today we brought in Professor Cheryl Bailey to help us to figure out what Dr. Raymond actually said. I'm glad that you're back, Dr. Bailey.
It's nice to be here, Paige.
I almost didn't recognize you with your new blonde hair.
Well, new season, new look, you know.
So tell me, I know Dr. Raymond was telling us all about these antibodies and antigens. So what are those? I don't understand.
Well, in our body, you need a way of recognizing what is actually yourself and what is not yourself, or what is foreign. And so in your body, you use antigens and antibodies to recognize your own cells and to recognize foreign materials that get into your body. And that's how your immune system knows what to attack.
Do you have a real-life analogy for us to understand how this will work?
Well, sure. This is a lot like game day at the University of Nebraska. If you come into the stadium wearing a red shirt, everybody recognizes you. Your red shirt is like your antigen, and so everybody else who are the antibodies recognize you and say, oh, it's okay, he's part of our body, we won't attack him. But if you come into the stadium wearing a yellow Missouri shirt, everybody will recognize you. So that person has a foreign antigen, and they will be flagged by the antibodies to be attacked.
Okay. Now I understand how foreign antibodies attack foreign antigens. But I still have a question. How will this actually work on a cell, like in our bodies? Can you show me?
Sure, let's use these everyday objects. Right here I have an apple. This apple represents a cell in the body. The cell has many different antigens on it, which are represented by these paper clips with specific colors. Now each color can only be flagged by the same color of antibody. So if the green antibody comes along and recognizes the green antigen, it'll bind it and flag it to be destroyed. However, if the pink antibody comes along and can't find its antigen, it's like it can't even see the cell, so the cell won't be destroyed.
Wow, Dr. Bailey, it all makes so much sense now. But I still have one more question.
What's that?
How does this vaccine that Dr. Raymond was talking about work?
Well, it works a lot like the antibodies and antigens that we just talked about. The only difference is, instead of using antibodies, it uses something called dendritic cells. And those are basically cells that act as antibodies. So, if you can imagine a tumor cell in a breast cancer patient, the tumor cell doesn't have any antigens on it, so your body can't recognize it as foreign. What the vaccine does that Dr. Raymond made is that it comes in and it puts antigens on the breast cancer cells. Then when you administer the antibodies or dendritic cells as treatment, they come along and mark the tumor cells to be destroyed by your body. And that's how the vaccine works.
So the vaccine actually adds the antigens to the cells.
Yes, it does.
What a marvelous vaccine! Now that we understand how these antibodies and antigens actually work, and we understand how this vaccine can work to solve breast cancer, we can go back to our original problem. Question: why did this rapper, AntiBody, create this new CD? Here today with us is the man himself, AntiBody. Thank you for being with us on this show.
Sure.
So everyone wants to know, what motivated you to make this new CD?
Well, you see, the thing I did with this album that nobody said I could do was that I took the joy and the triumph and most of all the excitement of this new vaccine, and I was able to put it into music.
Rap music, nonetheless.
Yes.
So tell us, why should Biochem 431 students buy your new album?
Well, it's not only entertainment, it's also educational, and that's what the nation needs above anything else.
Well, you heard it from the man himself, AntiBody. Right now, we're going to take a sneak preview at his brand new music video.
Buy my album.
Let me tell you a story about this new vaccine. Its target is P53, a mutated tumor suppressant gene. It finds the tumor cells and it marks them to die. T cells do the dirty work. No more Mr. Nice Guy, yeah. Cancer's on the run because of my new vaccine. Ain't nowhere to hide if you're P53. Riding shotgun with its antibodies, fighting off tumors like you've never seen. That's the story, now you know how it goes. If you're a mutated P53, you better lay low.
They say they never really miss you till you dead or you gone. So on that note, I'm leaving after the song. So you ain't gotta feel no way about Jay so long. But at least let me tell you why I'm this way. Hold on. I was conceived by Gloria Carter and Agnes Reeves, who made love under the sycamore tree, which makes me a more sicker MC. And my mama would claim at 10 pounds when I was born, I didn't give her no pain. Although through the years I gave her fair share. I gave her first real scare. I made it for birth when I got here. She knows my purpose wasn't purpose. I ain't perfect, I kid, but I feel worthless cause my shirts wasn't matching my gear. Now I'm just scratching the surface cause what's buried under there was a kid torn apart once his pop disappeared. I went to school, got good grades, could behave when I wanted, but I had demons deep inside that were raised when confronted. Hold on,